All right, hello, welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging. We're back today. We're playing more One Ring, second edition from Free League, etc. However, we are dabbling in some first edition stuff. If those of you who are keenly eyed know that we've stumbled into the Merkerwood. The Merkerwood. Look at me, terrible, terrible. All right, let's take that again.
Extra murky.
No, yeah, it's super murky. Yeah,
so murky.
It's twice as murky because it's the second edition.
It's second edition, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Awesome. Okay. So yeah, we're back. We got a full crew, and we're in Wooduseld, which is a woodman town along the western eaves. We all ready to go? We are to just dive right in. I think we just dive right in. We don't like the banter with each other. This is all professional. We're not really friends, so let's just dive in and do our job.
Wait,
okay.
But I mean, yes.
No, you're not my friend. You already said it. All right,
it's
you
pretty
can't argue.
Clear.
It's already done.
If it's clear with anyone, it's clearest with the two of you. Just saying. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, and you know that classic Ashley Long rivalry is pretty intense. Like we've literally had to physically separate them when they've come over to play board games at our house.
I can't believe she picked the green cloak just like me. I can't stand her.
I know, right? Like get in your lane, Ashley. Come on.
Oh, wow. Gotta like sit right next to him in the layout. Like
he's just jealous of my awesome fucking beard, you know?
It's so much better than mine.
I grew this IRL, goodness. Guys. It's real.
That would be amazing. The commitment for that would be amazing.
that would be
so
very
impressive. High. It'd be a lot of hormones I'd be on right now.
Sure.
Right?
That's fair. Yep. Okay, well, I still want to get going anyway because I just want to play. So last time around, we're in our second big arc, okay, and you all were called by Bjorn back to his hall because it seems as though a favor that you all had promised was immediately called in. Inglid, son of Ingemar of the Woodmen, specifically Wooduseld, has risen to chieftain status and needs your help because things have not been going well in the maybe 8 months in which he's been in this position since his father passed. And you all kind of owed him because he helped you get a young Bjorning woman back to safety. So you all went on a journey from Bjorn's Hall down through the Vale of Anduin and eventually into the western eaves of Mirkwood. You arrived in Wooduseld, and you spoke at a surprising length with the guards, specifically with guard Rick / Godric, and also Sunhild, though we didn't really like her as much. She seemed to be, the two of them seemed to disagree over the effectiveness of Inglid as chieftain, and that kind of gave you a preview of what was in store as you started to explore the town a little bit. Not everybody seems to see Inglid as the right choice to lead Wooduseld, especially in these difficult times. You found out that Inglid and other woodman dignitaries were up in the Great Hall at the time. You met a guy named Addermud, who was an elder advisor to Ingemar, Axebreaker, Inglid's father, and also opposed Inglid during his rise to chieftain. You also met Ameliota of the Black Tarn, who was there trying to get some help from Inglid because she's seen some increase in goblin raids across her homesteads that she protects. You met Munderic the Ponderous, who told you a story about beast attacks on the homesteads that he protects. And you also met Wolfgar, who was a scout who returned alone after he ranged to the south with a group of his other scouts looking for missing woodmen, missing hunters and stuff. And that's one of the reasons you've been called, because what's actually going on? Why are these people disappearing? Wolfgar and his team discovered that someone has now occupied the former ruins of Amon Bauglir, and he was able to escape. Some of his other scouts did not, but he was able to escape. And you kind of got the sense that he might have been holding some stuff, and you pushed him in front of the other dignitaries, but you also spoke to him later. And you learned that he had seen familiar woodman faces in the crowd of those folks in the garrison at Amon Bauglir. And some of them looked like they were just working and they were happy to be there. They're perfectly fine. And in a private moment, he even identified a specific name, a man by the name of Heswith, who was a friend of his. So after that, you kind of did a quick canvass of the town. You learned a little bit more. Agda spent some time with Aelswith, who is this elder woman who was tending these 3 fires out in front of the Great Hall. And she saw that because they were dimming and no one else was tending to them, she saw this as a very bad omen. I think, Edda, you did some kind of crafting and you got some kind of stink bomb you made. CALVAIN, you also remember seeing some kind of lamp, this lit orb inside of the Great Hall that reminded you of some folk that you know back in the Woodland Realm. And you also heard rumors that there might have been somebody like a stranger who had visited Wuduseld in recent weeks and might have been trying to recruit or steer some people away from Wuduseld down to Amon Bauglir. And so that's kind of where we left off, with you all finishing the night off and taking a rest. So we're going to pick up on a fresh day in the morning. If any of you need to recover fatigue or endurance, you can go ahead and do it. Consider that a long rest. I will say all of you managed to find places to stay. You probably were able to stretch out in the Great Hall itself. They found furs and maybe your own equipment that you sleep with when you're journeying. And so we pick up seeing you all come to in this like great community hall, in which probably not just the five of you, but others who have probably waking up here and there and passing around some kind of basin filled with water, splashing their faces, spitting into it and then passing it to the next person who does the same thing. And so, yeah, it's a fresh day. You guys have been here for about a day or so. And we'll say like over some kind of breakfast, you're able to find a small corner of this long hall, this huge hall, to sit, break some bread, and sort of formulate a plan and talk amongst yourselves. So what do you think you all would be talking about right now this morning?
So we're going to have to go off to the south then, right?
Right. I've taken a look at Wolfgar, and he seems in good condition. He can lead us out there.
Did you share any additional information?
Not much. It's a bit of what he's seen. The same he told us earlier.
Yesterday I spoke with some of the townsfolk, and there had been a stranger here recently that was sort of recruiting, attempting to sway people away towards the south. I believe that they've been trying to build a new community from the surrounding areas, but it's a strange way to go about it. Like they were trying to sell a new ideal or something like that.
But are they telling folks that there's orcs and goblins where they're going?
I don't know enough details. I imagine the people here know well enough already that going south you would encounter that.
True.
I mean, are people really that distraught with a new chieftain that they're gonna go off into the wilderness and think that's going to be better?
It's very strange. What promise are they making? Why are they luring people down there?
That's what
We have to see for ourselves. The five of us. Take whoever wants to come.
Perhaps we can ask around a bit more and see if anyone else got a similar sales pitch, as it were.
I don't imagine that they would be friendly without one of their own guiding people in, though. And from the story we heard, the men were just scouting. They were looking around and they were attacked immediately.
We do have to tread carefully and watch for signs and maybe other hidden messages along the way.
Most unfortunate. They know what's happening here, that folks have gone missing and no one's come back with Wolfgar. But we've got to make sure that we, the five of us, are going to prove that their new chieftain is competent and he's brought in folks that can help.
There was something
that
to be
thought.
said for making him look good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's got detractors.
I'll be right back. And Medwin gets up and he walks across the hall towards a group of strangers.
Okay. So yeah, they're all doing like they're all eating, ripping stuff off like meat off of some random animal. It could be a pig, could be a chicken. You don't know. And they're like, oh, okay, some of this and you are the Bjorning who came yesterday.
Yes, I am. I'm sorry to intrude upon breaking your fast, but I have to say I admire your fashion. That hat, specifically. I was told I need a hat. That's a beautiful hat. Would you make a trade for it?
You want my hat?
Yes, I have Bjorning mead. I have twice baked honey cakes, or perhaps a contest of sorts.
Let me taste the honey cakes.
Of course,
Sample.
and I break out some honey cakes. And I give him some meat as well, just to try and sweeten the pot.
Okay. Okay. Do you want a contest, or are you satisfied with the trade?
I'm satisfied with the trade. I just didn't know how hard it would be to convince a man to part with his hat.
Give me a little test here, and then you can give yourself a +1 for the meat and the honey cakes as well. So give me like we could do persuade, since you're trying to negotiate a deal. I think that would be I think that would be what makes the most sense.
Man, I am
That's also one of my worst
you
skills.
guys.
Well, don't forget you could also. So I'm giving you a +1 for providing stuff, and you can also spend hope. You can also spend.
I was about to say that I'm going to spend hope, because why not? This is an important role. What else could I offer?
Do you
here?
think this is tapping in
generous,
to any of your?
So
yeah, so I was going to say, yeah, you give him a generous helping. There. Okay, yeah.
So that would make it inspired, right?
Okay, yeah, because you're giving him both, not just one or the other. You're going to give him both mead, and that is generous for sure. I would take that.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm just double checking everything. I think that's about all I can do here. Let's let it rip. So I'm getting 3 extra dice on this. So that means I'm rolling with 3 dice.
Okay, give it a rip. Okay, I see at least 1 6 in there.
Ooh, great success. All right.
Fantastic. He starts eating. This is good. And then he's like,
I baked it myself. Well, my mother helped.
Your mother, she is very talented. Yeah. He just kind of pushes aside the meat that he was eating, and he's just like eating honey cakes, and he gestures to his hat, and he picks up and he grabs it and hands it over to you. Maybe there's like some stickiness left over in his hand from the honey cakes, but he hands it over to you.
I start picking out some lice before I put it on.
Okay.
That is a comfortable hat.
Yeah. Looks
Nice.
good on you. You look much more stately and powerful. Before you looked like children. Now
The
you look
burn
like
marks
grown
didn't
man.
help. Yeah, I appreciate it. Wonderful
Yes.
trade.
Yes, very good.
And tell everyone about Bjorning honey cakes.
Yes, I will. You should bring more next time. As you see, like other people sitting next to him are reaching over to try to grab him. He's just like swatting them. Like, no, I gave him my hat. These are my cakes. Yeah. But for those of you just listening, Stephen used this as an excuse to put a hat on stream.
Very nice. Very nice. We have swapped out headgear.
Okay. All right. Does anyone else want to do anything? Anyone else want to split off and do anything? Or we can push the day along? What do you think?
I don't have anything.
Can I take a shift for my old lady friend and tend the fire?
Sure. Yeah, you can go over to Elsvith, and you can see like they are very. You had gotten her some charcoal, some coals, I should say, the last night, and you brought them over, and that helped a bit. And this morning, though, she is back at it. there's lots of ash that she's kind of shuffling around to try to keep from smothering the little flame. And again, she's like shuffling from one to the next. This ancient looking woman with like kind of stringy hair and all sorts of little bits and like weird little beads and former pieces of like a chicken foot or two hanging from hair and from braids and such. And she's moving from one to the next. And she, are you all back again? You'd care to take another turn?
Yes, I will give you some assistance. You can enjoy your breakfast.
She hands like this like rake over to you, and then she sits down like promptly and just starts like rubbing her feet a bit. And you can see like these old, kind of gnarled looking feet, in which she has very clearly been on for quite some time. Oh, that feels better. Oh, goodness. Oh, well, thank you, Dwarf. You show more courtesy than all of these folk here. And she like calls back into the great hall, and then and no one seems to really pay her too much attention. Okay. What about EDDA or CALVAIN? Is there anything in particular that you guys wanted to do here in town?
Nothing more than any final preparations before we head out. Make sure their equipment's ready to go.
All right.
I would probably help Agda.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe try and bring the coals up to a more consistent fire instead of just flickering.
Between the two of you, and you guys can pick which one of you wants to make the roll. Why don't you give me like a craft test, let's say. Because this is not the same thing as a forge, but it's not, too far off, right? And so you're trying to stoke a fire in such a way. One of you can assist the other and make it a better roll.
I think we have the same. So
I'm favored. I think that's the only difference.
Oh, I'm also favored.
We're you have 3.
Yep. Sisters,
Wow. Sisterly rivalry.
All right. I'll help you. You can roll.
Okie dokie.
All right, so make sure you spend that hope, Agda.
Oh yeah, and then you get 2 extra because you're my fellowship focus.
Sweet.
Okay.
Extraordinary success.
By the time the two of you are done, each of these fires is like stacked fill with these like efficient layering of coals and like these briquettes and things that are all this beautiful like orange vibrant color, and you can see flames now are starting to pick up from the bits of wood and kindling in it as well, and each of them probably grows brighter than they've done in some times, to the point where Aelswith will stand up and look at the two of you. You have done well. This, perhaps the concern over doom to come is at least put at bay for a few days. You have done an old woman a great kindness, you two. Thank you. And I shall be sure to tell Ingrid that you have cared for the old ways.
Well, I think Ingrid trusts us, but I'm not sure everyone else in town does. So be sure to make sure everyone knows that he has brought in good and competent folks to help out here.
Well, I will share, but I am not the one that they will all listen to. They call me strange, and they say I am too old and that I am superstitious. But no. Poor Ingrid, though, he has been a good boy his whole life. People look at him strangely ever since he was a boy because of what happened with Ingold as well. And he has borne unfairly, you see, the guilt of his brother's passing. Many look at him and blame him, but he was but a child at the time, you see. His father did not help in these matters at all. He did not want to tell the full tale. By not telling the full tale, he made sure that Ingrid will remember, so that he might be a more prudent man. I don't think that has worked out the way that Ingmar wanted it to. Now he is overly cautious. The people do not trust him. That is not a good combination of things to have.
Well, we hope to return and restore some of his trust with our assistance. Keep us in your thoughts.
I will. I do worry, though, that you all might be doing good, and I thank you for it, but will the people here see it as Inglad's doing, or will they see it as him needing outsiders to do the tasks that a woodman chieftain should have done himself?
We will continue to spread the word that he does what is necessary for the sake of the people. And
yes,
that is what a leader should do.
Oh, I understand this. I know. As I said, I know Ingland to be a good boy. He was a good boy when he was a boy, and he's a good boy now that he is a man. But it is not good enough for everyone. Sometimes the tale that we tell, they can come back to haunt us when we are older. That is what happens to him.
We need everyone to see him as a good man, now that he is chieftain, not a good boy.
Perhaps, as I said though, calling outsiders to do his tasks might not sit well with those here in the town, especially with folks like Attermud saying as much and getting into the ears of impressionable young men.
You're saying that perhaps we should offer for him to come with us, and then if he comes with and we are all successful, then he will be seen as the hero.
Yes, but this is the politics way. If he leaves, then they will say he is abandoning his post. He is not here to serve the people who need him. Then those in the Black Tarn or those under Munderich will say he did not lend his aid to them, and suddenly he is not making prudent decisions. He is not supporting his people. There is no good way out of this.
We bid you leave. We have left you strong fire.
Yes, you have. Very strong indeed. Very strong. Am I right to assume that you are traveling southward then?
Must do what needs to be done.
Well, I shall warn you that the fires have been very low for quite some time, and while you have brought back the cinders, that does not mean that there is not darkness out there. It grows every day and gets closer and closer, I think. Be careful, my dwarf friends. It is a dangerous place, the wood, and it is no place for dwarves.
Appreciate the good tidings.
Of course. Now give me back my rake and be off with you.
I assume Ed is the one with the rake.
Yeah, she just hands it over.
Okay. Medwin, anything more you wanted to do other than convince someone to give you their hat?
No, I'm good, thank you. I don't need two hats.
Okay, so do you guys just want to jump into a journey? Are you guys then done with Wudaseld? You don't want to do anything else? You don't want to look around? You don't want to talk to anyone? You just want to jump and start journeying southward?
I would like to chat with some folks and just see if we can try to get a little bit more information about sort of this recruitment that was happening. Like what was going on with that, kind of like how many people were being talked to, if this was like really widespread, like what kind of the tactic was, if it was all sort of like anti-England, or if there was some promise of something that was like developed, or something to be harvested out there, or some such thing.
Okay. If you want to just, again, start asking around a bit, seeing if you can collect any rumors, you're welcome to make a check that, reflecting asking around.
Would that be like persuade? Like I'm trying to get people to...
I would take persuade. Sure.
Okay. I've at least got 2 pips in persuade. Give it a shot. Oh, that doesn't look good. That looks like... No. No, that's a fail. 10 under 16.
Unfortunately, yeah, you don't, like, the people who you are able to get information from, all they really do is reinforce what you've already heard, and that there was a stranger that came by the town, and maybe it's happened more than once. But beyond that, no one was able to pinpoint exactly who they were talking to or what was actually said, that sort of thing. But but beyond the fact that, like, Amon Bauglir is recruiting, strong warriors and folk who wish to leave the weakness that Voodoo Celt has become. Beyond that, they don't really say much else.
Okay.
Okay. If that's the case, if no one else wants to do anything, then I guess we'll go ahead and jump right into a journey. Did you guys say you wanted to get Wolfgar to go with you?
Yeah, he was willing to come along, so we'll take him.
Yeah. So we'll say, you find him somewhere in the kind of the lower levels of this big hill that makes up the town of Voodoo Celt. You descend down. You go through the gates. Say hello to Gerwig. I also want to point out, by the way, that you guys just went on a 12-day journey, took 1 day off, and now you're going to go on another one as well. So you guys go down to the outside the gates. You kind of meet up a bit, and you wait for Wolfgar, who shows up. He's got his gear, and he's quite. You can tell that he's a little nervous in some ways. Like when you look at him, you can see he doesn't have like the strength that you've seen in the eyes of many of these woodmen. He definitely looks like a man who is troubled. But he is nonetheless here. He's got his bow and he's got his axe and he's got his various travel gear. For the journey, what I'll say is, like, he has got one distinctive feature that might be useful to you at times, depending upon what the role might be, and it's observant. So he might be able to, so at any point when you think that you might want to use him to help you with one of our journey tests, then we can use him for that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our roles set up once more, and then I'm assuming nothing's changing. We're kind of sticking into the same. Guide is Sin, Hunter is Medwin, Scouts are the sisters, and Lookout is CALVAIN. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. So then go ahead. I would say that you would know, like, Wolfgar can kind of give you the general idea of where you might be able to find this place that is referred to as Amon Bauglir. Sometimes people refer to it also as Tyrant's Hill. But you can kind of see it on the map now. It's in that general area, not quite halfway, a little beyond halfway between where Voodoo Celt sits and where Dol Guldur are, and a little bit deeper into the Mirkwood, a little bit deeper into the eaves, whereas Voodoo Celt is literally on the outskirts. Amon Bauglir seems to be a little bit deeper inside. So why don't you guys draw out a path that you wish to take?
Can someone other than me
Do we want to stick to the outskirts, or do we want to go through the woods? Be a bit more direct, but probably more dangerous.
Let's go
Probably.
through the woods.
Yeah, I like the random combat. So I'm going on woods.
The elf, is of course going to say the woods, but everyone else might, want to just be in the nice, pleasant field.
Yeah, Edda votes outskirts.
How else are we going to know what's going on if we're outside of it?
Well, we're going to hook in. Agda, what's your vote? I vote outskirts. So you're deciding now, Melissa. You love to decide things.
I'd so love to decide things. I think, given the amount of time that's already passed, I vote direct route. So I follow the elves' guidance.
That was the wrong choice, Melissa.
The elves.
The one
area.
time,
I mean, of course, you would say that because I didn't.
You're not friends,
your vote.
obviously you think that.
And this is why.
Line has been drawn.
And literally a line has been drawn direct from point A to point B on the map.
On the map?
Okay. Let me go ahead and copy that. Go ahead, Sin, and make your travel test.
Okey-doke.
In this case, let me get your route over onto my GM hex map.
Oh,
that looks like a fail.
Sorry.
It was favored, so the sorry doesn't count.
Okay.
Yeah, the sorry's not going to count, but it is a failure. That's a terrible roll. It's a bunch of ones and twos. Okay.
Yep.
Horrific roll. Sorry.
All right. 1, 2. Okay. So the first bit of travel goes like you are kind of along the outskirts a bit, the eaves, but eventually with the pressing of like CALVAIN and EDDA and Sin, despite Wolfgar being a little bit more trepidatious, and Medwin and EDDA also, perhaps because the three of them have had strange encounters in the wood, especially towards the south here. You all, against good advice, push a little bit deeper into this, the thicker canopy, to the point where when you start to look up, you can no longer really see the sky consistently, as the growth of the wood and of these trees, it gets gnarled and twisted and dark, and the canopy begins to crisscross a bit. So you can only see the sun peeking through on these thin rays that start to sweep down, and they eventually hit the ground, and this kind of dark green mire in certain places. There's not a lot of vibrancy at the base of some of these trees as you're traveling through. Somewhere along the you camp out one night, and then the next day you kind of continue pushing and pushing. I need the lookout to give me an awareness test.
Feel like observant would be so good with this.
You certainly could. You can take a bonus dive and tap into your NPC character here.
Sweet, I'll have Wolfgar assist me with this.
Okay. It's not often I go arranging with an elf. Surely your eyes are better than mine.
Yes, but we can use your experience. You've been out here.
And I think, hang on one second.
Success. Okay.
Okay. No, never mind. I already took it. Okay, success. Okay. So as the two of you are kind of out in front, him with his like bow partially drawn, he's got like an arrow knocked in it, but it's not, drawn back tightly. He's just kind of moving along carefully with it. And you stepping on top of roots and moving, you find yourselves like suddenly amidst this section of the forest where it feels like the canopy overhead is just utterly black. And as you peer carefully upward, CALVAIN, you realize that the reason it is black is because there are hundreds of crows that appear to have like taken roost and are like on the branches and boughs of this tree. And you can see all of them are like covering every single branch and leaf. All of them seem to be facing in the same direction. None of them is making a sound, but you can tell by looking at them that they are all alive. They are just very, very silent. And you can see that in unison, they all kind of tweak their head this way or tweak their head that way, kind of move their head in this other direction, as if every single one of these hundreds of crows seems to be watching something else that's on the ground up ahead. What do you think you do in this moment, CALVAIN?
You see that, Wolfgar? All the crows look to one place.
This is a bad omen. We should have listened to Elvith. This is not the time to be tramping through the wood. Not when the fires are so low. What could they be looking at, my elf friend?
You believe that too, the superstitions.
Superstitions? Of course I believe it.
We got the cinders to ignite this morning.
The fires burn if not properly tended. They must always be tended. Vigilance is not something that you can You can do one day and forget the next. You must do it always. I would think an elf would know this better than most.
We should avoid their gaze. Maybe head the opposite direction.
Yes, yes. Something else seems to have taken their attention. There are many terrible things in the wood here, Mr. Elf. It has perhaps been too long since your kind have ventured this far southward. Many things have escaped from Dol Guldur since the Barrowful made the necromancer flee. Many things were deep beneath the mountain, the hill, in the pits below it. And while they might have sent the necromancer fleeing, what were in his prisons and pits that got out? They now are in the wood. And you can tell he's very frightened. Like he's very nervous now. And he's kind of looking to you for guidance.
Yes, I'll make sure the party goes a bit away. Veer off a bit from the direct path where the crows are looking.
Okay. And that means like you guys take a really long way around, because you start noticing as you look up, there's like crows here, crows there. And while it's not as concentrated as it was before, like you maybe wait until you no longer see any of these dark birds above. All of you go ahead and take 2 fatigue with this added time. But fortunately, you were able to see what you were able to kind of see this horrible omen before it happens. Sin, go ahead and give me another travel roll, please.
Duke.
All right.
Much better this time. 19 success.
Okay. All right. You guys are. So I'm just going to reveal for you guys so you guys know how this works. You guys are going to move into what's called a perilous area. So mechanics of the game is that perilous areas have a particular number of events that you have to meet. So regardless, like once you go into it, you have to get it before you kind of leave it. And so that's kind of where you guys are heading into, because that roll that you just had is good enough to kind of push you through to the point that you're trying to reach, because it's not that long of a journey, but you're also having to now face a couple issues as the wood gets darker, the wood gets thicker, the wood gets more foul smelling. And it's taking a couple days of travel as you've left Wuduseld. And a few times, like in the middle of the night, you wake to the sounds of something shuffling in your camp, and you find that these large rats are like stealing away with some of your packs and your food, leaving a lot of emphasis on the hunter role of the party to find something to supplement the missing foods you have. And whenever you've tried to forage, you found like, different bits of mushrooms and berries, but as you break into them, there's like a rot in them that is you don't feel very safe about eating them. So I need the hunter, which I believe is Medwin, to give me a hunting roll. Okay.
It is not my best roll, but it's still a success. 15 over 14.
Okay. You find yourself, as you're out ranging a little bit away from the main group, trying to find something to supplement your suddenly stolen and dwindled supplies. And you find yourself on this path. And it's not a path that seems to be trodden often, but it is definitely something that is beaten down relative to the other moss and vegetation that you're moving through. And you find yourself skirting around this very wide black pool, perhaps thinking there might be like fish or something inside. And as you're watching it, like this heavy gust of wind comes through the trees. You hear it rattling the branches above. You see a bit of birds just suddenly get up and fly away. You see leaves, these dark green leaves, almost black, begin to flicker down from above. But then you notice, Medwin, that the pool itself doesn't ripple even a little bit, despite this breeze that is now kind of kicking up the furs maybe of your cloak and of your jacket. Everything seems to be still, strangely still. And then as everything kind of settles, you look up and you notice that all of those leaves that have just rained down from above has left every branch immediately above this pool bare. There's nothing there whatsoever. What do you do in this moment?
So I can like see the sky through the branches there too?
You can. It's just like this crisscrossing, and there's like an overcast day, so you don't even see the bright light coming down.
I would get a bit closer to the pool and probably use my spear to agitate the water a little bit to try and understand what it is about this that, causes the leaves above it to fall off.
You stab into this pool a bit, and it's very thick, and you realize it's not just water. It's like a sludge of some kind. And as you stab into it and agitate it a bit, you see these big bubbles begin to roil inside of the pool and then pop. And then this fetid odor starts to drift up, and it almost causes this intense nausea. And you see like these vapors just wafting up because they're visual for a moment. And maybe that has something to do with like the health of the leaves above and like the health of the branches, which also seem very corroded and like on the verge of breaking down. And then once you stop like the agitation, it again stills, but you see something else beneath the surface starting to move and slither and shift. And nothing breaks the surface, but you can tell there is something underneath this pool that is now moving about.
How big is this something?
Hard to tell since you are, looking down onto the surface itself, but at least several feet long.
I'm already poking the sludge. I might as well just poke it a little bit more, right? I came here for food. So, we need to figure out what this is. Maybe we'll be eating a delicious tar pit snake tonight. So I will use my spear, and I'll take a step back from the edge just to make sure I have solid footing. And I'll use my spear to just kind of like slap the edge of the water a couple times just to see if I can lure attention.
After a moment, this slithering inside of the pool starts to move in the direction of where you're slapping. Maybe not from sound as much from vibration. And you see a head suddenly pop up from beneath that thick black grass, and a reptilian face with reptilian eyes. These surprisingly pale yellow eyes suddenly open and are like looking out. You can't even tell if it can see, as if there's something strange about the irises themselves. And you see a very thick, dark, black moccasin of some kind beginning to move up very carefully and slowly towards where you've been slapping the side of the pool.
I will like slowly do like a sway to make sure that it is tracking me, like just slowly moving to see if its head just ever so slightly adjusts to follow me.
And it does so subtly too. Like it's like you can tell it's hunting right now and it's trying not to create any ripples.
And we're going to try and hunt it back. And we're going to try and just continue to gently slap. And if once it gets close enough, I want to try and stab it with my spear before it bites me.
Okay. You passed your hunting roll, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So as it comes out, as it comes right to the edge, the head dips down for a second beneath the surface. And for a moment, it's like it's not there at all. But then it launches itself out of this thick mud, and it bites right on to like whatever, like the stick that you were using. And like you can see it grabs it and then this long body comes following it out of the water, this huge, thick body, and starts wrapping itself around this spear. But you're able
to lift it and I slam it.
Yeah, you lift it up and you just start beating it and smashing it. It tries at one point maybe to get away, but you're able to kind of put a boot down on its head and kind of crack through the neck a bit. And you have killed what looks like about a 9 to 10 foot long serpent of some kind that is black scaled. Doesn't really have fangs, so you're not sure exactly what kind of creature this is. You're not sure if it's venomous, unless it's more of a constrictor style of snake, right? But you have killed it, and you can. What do you say when you present it to the party?
Still take some precautions before I bring it back. Like I want to cut its head off well below, like just to make sure if it was venomous. Like I've heard stories of snakes biting after they die. So I want to make sure that we won't accidentally deal with any venom. And then I probably take my new hat, because it's all I've got, and try to like wipe off as much tar as I can. So I've got a filthy hat when I come back. And then when I do come back, I just present it as the game that the Mirkwood offers. Like this is all there is in such a dark place, and we can take it or leave it. And Medwin is taking it.
Where did you find that?
Very still pond. It was rather calm.
Did it have its head when you found it?
Oh yes. I prepared a little bit before I brought it back.
Oh, you did this all yourself?
Well, yes. There's no one else here to help. I was not making friends in the Mirkwood, if that's what you're asking.
I was just to Sin's question. Did you find it this way, or did you unalive it yourself?
No, you can't. You can't.
Getting at.
You can't eat an animal that's been dead before you found it, because you don't know how it died.
Exactly.
It'll make you sick.
Well, sister, before this journey, we're sitting about to get some fires going. Do we do another one to roast this over?
We have some work to do. And Edda will let you start with the fire, and she'll actually start with like the descaling and whatnot needed to prep this meat.
And we are all getting food poisoning.
Right? I know. I'm very worried about that.
Everybody can take 2 fatigue, as it doesn't sit entirely well in your stomachs.
Oh,
it fills them. It fills them, and you're not poisoned by them. But there's something about the meat. And like, you also notice, like, when you cook the snake, when you like kind of carve out the meats and roast it over the fire, that the fire seems to be even higher than normal, as if like those fetid odors, that weird gas, that swamp gas that seemed to come out, is almost like compacted into its bones, or not bones, but into its like the cartilage and the meat and the flesh. And all of you, take 2 fatigue.
Elves are often vegetarian. Could I argue that CALVAIN didn't eat it and doesn't take as much fatigue?
You certainly could, but you take 2 fatigue no matter what. I'm just trying to flavor it based upon the event.
Right.
He's just tired of telling you guys that you shouldn't. He gets fatigued from arguing and trying to get you guys to become vegans. That's why he takes fatigue.
I never turned down a plate that's put in front of me, but I do think the coloring of that meat has made it a bit. It's percolating a bit in some.
Edda burps.
I don't think it was I don't think it was the snake. It must have been something else we ate. It normally takes longer for something to hit your stomach like that. It must have been something we ate yesterday.
I don't know, because Edda burps above the fire, and a big just poof.
Oh, you've got a new talent there. Just eat some of that stuff and you become a fire breather.
I have regrets.
Okay, so as you continue pushing inward, I need the lookouts this time. So this is going to be the sisters. Pick one of you to roll, and then the other can spend a hope to lend aid to the other if you prefer.
Your
but
turn
one of
to
you is
roll.
Yeah, one of you is going to roll an explore test as you kind of get a little turned around in this sudden morass. Like you find yourselves, it's not just a forest any longer, but it almost feels like you're moving through mire, almost like a swamp. The ground itself starts to work against you, and you continue to look for better paths. And in doing so, you find yourselves getting turned around a bit. So give me an explore test, either one of you.
Did you take my assistance, my help?
Agda?
You're muted.
Sorry, yes, I did take it, and I still rolled like poop. I rolled a 15 under 16.
Oh
Okay,
no.
so it's a fail.
It is a fail. Yeah.
All right. You
Aw.
find yourselves going around in circles for the better part of a day, to the point where you actually pass by that pool again. And for a moment, you think maybe it's, a different pool, but then you see the side of the pool, Medwin, where you kind of agitated a bit. You see the disruption. You know that you've kind of gone in circles. Eventually, though, something catches your attention, Agda. You, again, birds once more, except this time they're not crows. They're a little bit larger and thinner, and you find about a dozen black herons that are lying dead along the edge of this mire that pushes southward, and they are arranged, strangely enough, in like a perfect line, wings fully spread apart, and all of them are kind of facing in the same direction, this sort of deeper into the forest direction. What do you think you're saying to each other as you find this peculiar arrangement of bird carcasses?
Well, that's not just something that happened. Someone did that's purposeful.
Mm-hmm. Yes. What direction exactly are they facing? Are they facing towards where we're going?
I would say it's like a southeasternly direction. So vaguely in the direction you're going, yes.
I wonder, are these symbols for people who are fleeing to join this other group? Or
It could seem if this is what is pointing you in the direction, you might reconsider your choices. Grim.
Yes. Do they look like they died of... I want to see how they died. Was it like an animal?
Yeah. You get close and you look down, and you can see pretty clearly as you get there that each one of them has a wound vertically down the center of their body. Okay. That has been stitched together with some kind of dark thread.
Oh. They've been stitched closed? And Edda will take out her little dagger, and she's too curious, so she's going to see what's inside one of these.
Don't stitch something unless you're stitching something inside.
I think so.
You start to unstitch it. You start to snap some of these things. Give me a what's it called? A valor test.
Yep.
Edda.
I did this for you, Jeff.
I appreciate it. You stepped on the landmine. Yeah.
Failure 6 or 9.
Okay, take a point of shadow.
Okay.
As you start to dig out what's in it, and there are all sorts of these different ephemera, these strange little pieces of bone and pieces of stone, none of which seems to be consistent with the creature itself. It's like some kind of folksy, ritualistic kind of collection of material. It reminds you, perhaps, of that time in which you and Medwin stumbled upon a strange ritual being performed in the Mirkwood itself by folk, men and women in these dark, strange, Easterly type clothing. And they had themselves arrayed on various places in this clearing in which you found them, creatures of some kind that they had been performing something on, and this kind of gives that kind of vibe. It's a little different, obviously, but it gives that kind of vibe. But it's hard to deduce exactly what these mean and what they are for. But you pull out like pieces of bone, like a nail, a tooth, in some cases some shriveled piece of meat, or perhaps an organ from an animal. And exactly what it is the purpose of it is for, but they all seem to have similar things inside of them if you start to stitch a second or third one up as well.
This is a bad omen, sister.
We shouldn't leave them here. We should take them and burn them. Whatever function they were here to do, we should stop it.
They can burn here, but I wouldn't take them anywhere.
Well, fair. Let's do away with them. Then Agda will dig a very small sort of burn pit to put the little birds in and not leave them to whatever they're here to do.
You pile them in, you light them on fire, and this dark smoke begins to billow out of this pit. And as it reaches up into the canopy itself, you hear the sounds of like a cacophony of birds, but you see no sign of any of them moving. And then from somewhere far in the distance, you hear the sounds of a howl, like a wolf or a warg howl, and then it seems to be responded to somewhere else. And then there's this sudden cascade of animal sounds that up until now, it has been very quiet. It's just been like crickets and various other bugs and things. Very quiet, ominous kind of movement through this mire. Agda, I need you now to roll a valor test as that smoke billows up into your face.
Ew, goodness.
And as the smoke billows up, Edda actually has a shadow scar from the smoke that we previously had. And so you'll watch, she's trying to not breathe this in and she's grabbing her neck.
That's a failure for Agda.
Go ahead and also take a point of shadow.
Okay.
Well, that's great. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and just up my awareness score really fast there. And then
man,
everybody will take 2 fatigue, except for Edda and Agda, who will take 3 fatigue.
Son of a biscuit.
Yeah, you guys got 3 mishaps in a row, actually. It's
Yeah.
got different targets each time.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
The good news is...
Can I just draw attention to the fact that Melissa has said both son of a biscuit and poop as curse words in
This
this
is what I
session?
deal with all the time. It drives me nuts. This is what I deal with all the time.
Some
Yeah.
games call for other
feel like I'm watching
languages. It's
Leave It to
not one
Beaver.
of those games.
I agree, but I don't know if I recall Gimli or Aragorn saying poop or son of a biscuit.
What did they say? That's a good,
Legolas
that's a good
definitely
question.
said poop somewhere. He definitely said poop.
Oh, God. Pippin, you have some poop on your shoe. I can see it from here. I might have cut that. That might be in the extended version.
Maybe that's where it is. Director's cut.
The good news is that as you continue to push forward this day, you do spot at a certain point a hill up ahead, rising out of the forest like a fist coming up out of the ground. And you can see the sides themselves of this hill has been stripped of undergrowth and tree line. And as you get to the edge of this dark mire, you can see that there is nothing on the ground between this bit of forest that you've been in and what looks like a wall that has been built around the base of this hill. And as you peer out, the hill itself is rough, but then eventually it starts to be rough hewn stone and kind of clay. And you see this tower emerge from the hill itself. And you see a wall made of mostly stone and clay around the outskirts of the base of this hill. You can see that there are various like timber walkways that are visible. You can see people moving across them here and there. This large gatehouse that seems to signify an entrance through dark stone. I would say, CALVAIN, with your elvish eyes, you see that there's like a standard that's flickering above that gatehouse. This kind of tarnished looking bit of almost like a darker mustard colored, like almost ochre, and there is some kind of dragon headed image on top of it. And you can see that there are guards standing outside. There's people moving about on the inside here and there. And you can even see that there's some milling about on the outside doing work, clearing ground. And you would think that this might be Amon Bauglir, as you guys have reached vaguely your destination. So really quickly, before we dive into the roleplay of the scene, let's resolve the journey end. Did you guys bring your mounts, do you think, or did you leave them back?
I would have wanted to bring him.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right. So if you've brought your mounts with you, it's been tough travel for them too, but not impossible. Go ahead and subtract your mount's vigor from your current fatigue total. And once you're done doing that, you can go ahead and make a travel test, every single person.
Okay, so fatigue goes from 9 to 8 because of the horse.
Mine goes from 10 to 8 because the horse.
Okay.
Failed to travel.
Okay. Because I think some of you still had fatigue left over from the previous journey, which is why I was telling you guys are jumping right back into another journey without spending extra days to bring that fatigue down. You probably should have stayed a couple days inside Winterfell. That's what I was trying to say. So if you succeeded, you reduce your fatigue by 1, plus 1 more if you rolled extra success icons. So if you rolled 6s on your d6s. If you failed, that's it. You don't reduce your fatigue. Okay.
Failure
So
for Agda.
1 for success and 1 for 6s?
Yeah, so if you succeeded on your travel roll, you reduce it by 1, and since you've got a great success, it looks like you can reduce your fatigue by 2.
Okay. Thanks.
2 down to 7. Or 6.
6?
Yep, 6.
Okay.
Nice.
And that's basically your travel load that you now get. Okay. So
Everyone else failed.
as you remain, and we'll say it's like late afternoon, you think, but the sky is so overcast here that it almost feels like evening, even though you can't really see the sky up until this clearing. It was very hard to see through the canopy, but now that you can, it's very dark around here. This hill stands in front of you, coming up out of the ground that's mired and muddy. You can see the remnants of all sorts of trees that likely were here, and vegetation and undergrowth that they have certainly cleared away, and it creates this dead bit of land. So very difficult to approach unseen, especially during the night, right? Or excuse me, especially during the day. When you look out, again, there's a wall that seems to go around the entirety of the base of the hill, and then the hill itself begins to grow beyond the walls, and then eventually it turns into this dark stone, like dark gray tower that matches the very color of the hill itself, almost as if they just started carving halfway up the hill and turned it into a tower itself. You hear the sounds of strange barking and howling that I think, Medwin, you would immediately recognize as warg. Like this sounds like wargs, not hunting dogs almost. And you also notice that there is a pathway that seems to approach that gatehouse with all sorts of spikes, like these spears sticking out of the ground, and there are heads on them as well. At this moment, you have not been observed, but I'm keeping you at a distance so that you guys can proceed how you see fit. And how do you see fit? Or what are you saying to each other?
They do not seem to be keen on visitors.
Right.
And
Don't believe they'll receive us well.
any man that shares domiciles with wargs is no man that I wish to speak to.
No.
Should we map out the perimeter and see if there are any weak spots for entrance or what kind of comings and goings there are?
You're right,
Sounds like
it'll be
a
hard to
good idea.
approach.
But we should get our lay of the land.
Try
I
to
think we
assess their
probably-
number, see if they have any other outposts nearby.
Yeah. And perimeter, as Hector said, maybe if there are patrols, timings, and that kind of thing.
Okay. So you guys want to try to get kind of do like a big circle and see if you can around this clearing, which would be
Yeah, I
probably a
think
mile or two.
Sin at least wants to like some overwatch just to kind of like how big is the camp, like what kind of patrols there are, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, and try to
Let's-
rely on Wolfgar a little bit if he'd kind of been in this direction, if there's
And
any
with the
assistance that he can
observe
provide,
would
anything
be
that's
a
changed.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah,
good
so-
call.
He'll say they have extended the radius. They have taken more trees. It was not quite so wide, the barren land up to the road. They have put more heads on the spikes. I saw the one or two, but we did not get close to see who they were. When we were here, we saw that there were patrols that came out regular, and they are in these woods right now. We are fortunate to not have been discovered yet. There are often two men and two wargs. The wargs are on chains. How they control them, I do not know. And that was what we discovered us before I ran. Okay, so let's treat this like a skill endeavor, I think, so that we can all, because there's danger afoot. Okay, and so you probably the sunlight is coming down, the little bit you have. So I'm gonna say that there is a bit of a time crunch here to try to get a decent sight before your hand. So I'm gonna set the time limit to 4 for this. So there's going to be 4 chances, basically. In terms of difficulty, I'm going to set it at, I think laborious, because it is dangerous, and there are people about. So, and you're trying hard not to be seen, and it's very easy to be seen if you venture too close to the edge of the forest itself. So I'm going to set this at 6. And then we can kind of get going. And so we can kind of begin rolling skill tests. So remember, like, there's essentially, by the time 4 tests have been rolled, you guys need to have hit 6. Okay. And then, I'm open to whatever kind of skills that you want to add to this. So, but I mean, some obvious ones I think are, things like stealth. But you can also do things like, trying to pull
Scan
up
or
a sheet
explore?
really fast. Explore would be good. Awareness, probably. I would take scan. I think those are all probably good. So who would like to lead off the endeavor here? Describing what you do, and then we'll get into it. Yeah, man.
Argue for hunting. One of my distinctive features is enemy lore wargs. So I would like to, as we're doing the circle, I'm specifically looking for tracks of wargs to see if we can see that there is a sort of pattern or route that these patrols go on, or at the very least, if we're coming across a patrol, we're following them and might stumble upon them in that way.
Okay, so yeah, you can do that. I think hunting would apply.
Hunting, and I'm going to spend the hope, and it's inspired because of my enemy lore. Let's see how it goes. Okay, great success.
Multiple times as you're moving about in the brush, you see patrol groups, just as Wolfgar said. You certainly see two men, 2 wargs, and they all seem to be very close to each other. And you can tell from the tracks, fresh tracks in this mud versus old tracks. And you see that they have a pattern of kind of crisscrossing a bit here and then almost doubling back and then crisscrossing again, as if they're intentionally being a bit, they're trying to obscure some of their routes a bit. And you can kind of tell that there is intention to this. This isn't just random. If you had to say anything, like, this is well planned, very clearly planned. They know what they're doing, and they're trying to kind of throw off sense or trying to throw off detection. And if anyone were to be sneaking up on them on the edge, that they could potentially come across them, as when one goes past, like one patrol group goes past, you might get lulled into a false sense of security, and all of a sudden they start turning back your way in a pattern that is kind of beguiling. But with your 2 successes, I think you are able to kind of plan out some of these routes. So you could avoid them, you could ambush them, like you would have the knowledge to potentially do one of those 2 things.
And I try to share that with Wolfgar specifically, to tell him that, like, it makes sense that they were caught in a trap because these patrols are designed specifically to do that. That they're specifically to trap anyone who might be scouting them.
He doesn't look like he still looks like he's a failure. Like, he still has a disappointed look on his face, but he does say, like, they are very well trained then. It is surprising, I would think. Creatures.
A shocking amount of discipline for warg handlers.
Yes. It is surprising that the wargs would allow themselves to be leashed in such a way. We have dogs back at Wooduseld who do not care for it. So, we'll say, the 2 of you are discussing some of these routes, these patterns. I need somebody else to take up the next role.
Can Buddy help with the observer? No.
Can who? I'm sorry?
Our NPC.
Wolfgar.
Can he help with the observer?
If you think it would make sense, I would let one of you use them. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna use them, but what I would like to do is a scan. Specifically, I would like to look for some kind of underground tunnel to infiltrate the camp, specifically because one of my virtues is dark for dark business, which is basically I do well underground as a dwarf. So that's why I am looking specifically for a tunnel.
You can do that. So go ahead and give me a scan roll, and just if you're not going to use him, then just roll it flat.
Yeah,
unless you want to spend hope or something.
I won't use them because I've got 3 pips in scans, so someone else should do them.
All right.
Failure with an 11.
Oh wow.
I
Okay.
should have used him.
You should have. Okay.
With that roll, it
So-
may not have even helped.
Yeah.
Actually,
Even if you got a 4 with him.
And even not rolling great tonight, Maitre.
no.
You do your best to try to peer at the base of the hill, the rocky portions of this barren area. You're looking for anything that suggests like a cave. If there is one, it's well camouflaged or it's in shade so you can't quite see it. You look for any kind of outcroppings maybe around the outskirts here in the forest line that might suggest you can go below. But the problem is it's so swampy and muddy that every time you find a hole, when you go down it just a few steps, it's filled with like this sludge and this water, and you're unable to find anything of note. Time is running short as the sky overhead is growing darker and darker. Would anybody else? You have 2 more chances here. So who wants to go next?
I'll give it an attempt.
Okay.
I'd like to use awareness. Look for an angle of approach that can obscure this large party going towards the tower.
There isn't one. So I don't want to like say you're gonna fail.
Okay.
So like it's like the whole.
Then-
but I would say if you wanted to look for like, if you wanted to look for maybe, it might be better to look for especially with your eyes, like guard patrols and when you can approach and hide. There's probably not a singular path that's going to do it, but you might be able to like Medwin did. Find maybe a route you could take to run up to a rock, hide behind it as like the patrols go by. Something like that you might be able to deduce.
Yeah, something along those lines, then using Wolfgar as well to aid me in that route.
Okay. Absolutely.
And I'll also spend a hope to use my Folk at Dust Virtue that allows for a magical success in a forest.
Okay, this would count for sure. You're in the Mirkwood. Wait, it's a nasty ass forest, but it's a forest. It's a poopy forest.
It's got trees. It counts.
No extra
Ooh.
successes. No feat I rolled for some reason.
I know. I just looked at that too. That's really strange.
The heck?
And it's even favored. So maybe because it was magical, do you not roll a feat die if it's magical success?
The magical automatically makes it a Gandy on the feat die, I think.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, does
right.
it?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So
then
it's
you
just a
just roll
one.
to see if you have additional successes only. Yeah.
No extra
Yeah,
success.
and it doesn't look like it. Okay, so you only got the one then. Okay.
Uh-oh.
So you need to get, so on the next roll, whoever goes
Oh,
next needs to
crap.
get 3 successes essentially.
Uh-oh. It's going to be real hard.
So I'll give you 2 things, CALVAIN, because you're probably looking both at that walkway along the top of the wall. You see this presumably kind of timber walkway that people are walking around. And you notice that there are guards, and much like with Medwin's discovery, they are well trained. And you can see that they all seem to be, none of them seem to slack per se. Like you don't really see anyone not doing what they're supposed to do. You notice that there are 2 distinct types of people that you observe. One looked not unlike the woodman of Udacel, not unlike Wolfgar himself. They are dressed in these northern leathers and wool. They've got various rough axes and bows and all that sort of thing. They do have like some of them have like a dark iron badge that is similar to the standard that you see flying over the gate, but they very much look like woodmen, perhaps some of the conscripted woodmen that Wolfgar hinted at. He can't see as far as you can, of course. The other group you see are very broad folk, dark-haired, and you can see many of them are wearing this layered leather armor, and they're carrying curved swords and these strange, like heavy composite bows that don't look like the elegance of an elven bow, or even the workman-like craftsmanship of like a woodman or a Bjorning bow. And they all look like soldiers. They look like soldiers themselves with how they move. Even so, there are times in which there are moments where a few blind spots appear in some of the walkway patrols. It's not a clear shot. It's not like you can get right up to the door. It will be very risky and you could have detection. But if you have no other option, you do see a path that you all could race in, hit the ground, hide behind some leftover shrub or a rock, and maybe make it there 2 at a time. There's no way all 6 of you can cross this at once, but like maybe 2 people at once, well timed, could get to the base of the walls.
And I'll relay all this.
Of course. Then one of the sisters, or both of the sisters, if one of you wants to assist the other, what do the 2 of you want to do? As again, the night gets darker.
So we're trying to think of something that we could do from like a craft perspective, because those are the things that we're both really good at.
I don't
Or
think that
scan.
that's going to be useful, unfortunately.
Yeah.
This is a reconnaissance, so I think it needs to be more of a reconnaissance skill. So I'm open to scan. I'm definitely open to scan.
Scan would be. Yeah. What exactly
Yeah.
are we looking for then, Mel?
I've got 3. Because what I was, and we may be too far away for this. I was wondering if there's a way, if we're like kind of at the edge of the tree line before it gets to the big like open area, if there was any way that we could like kind of like hoist to the other up with like, you know, a rope or a vine or something to be able to kind of see up over like any of the kind of fence area. Is that?
I like that. That sounds great. I'm not, it's not going to be a craft test though. Like it is still going to be
fine.
Yeah, a scan or awareness or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Ashley, what's your scan?
3 favored.
Then definitely you. I'm assisting you.
Okay.
I'll give you 2 extra.
Okay.
So we need 3 successes on this just to set the stage of like where we have to be to pass this. No pressure, Ashley.
Yeah.
But you know,
No pressure.
We have to get an extraordinary success. Basically, like we have to have an extraordinary success.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for that.
You can burn hope. You have hope
I
to
did.
use.
Oh, so
So
I
before
spent
rolling.
hope to get
Right.
her to. She could also spend hope to get.
I don't think there's a
I
rule
don't think
against
so. Oh, okay.
against
You
both
both
of you
can.
spending hope. So yeah.
So then +3. And then do you have anything else that any distinctive features that if you spent the hope it would also give you
Your mic
Inspired?
did that weird got quiet thing again. We need to get you a new mic.
I already ordered one. I just put it in my cart. I'm willful and fierce, so I don't think either of those apply.
Apply here. Yeah. Okay. Well, you should have a ton of options here. A ton of chances. Oh my god.
wow.
Just one.
So many ones, so many
Grand total of a 28. Which
With-
is a fantastic roll, but unfortunately it's still only going to count as 1 success as you didn't roll any
Yeah.
extra 6s.
Dude.
1, 2, 3,
Okay.
3, 4, 5. That sucks.
Wow.
What you're-
so many dice.
So what you do is effective. And let's see, what could I give you from a bit of a visual? I can kind of give you a little bit of the layout of what's inside. What you see, like as you peer overhead, like you can see that the tower seems to be the centerpiece, obviously, and there are plenty of other outbuildings, most of them made of timber of some kind, very ugly looking, functional more than anything. I would say with a dwarf up and looking at the tower now, you would probably be able to deduce that this tower is not elf made. This tower is not made by men. This tower has this crudeness to it, as if it's almost like orcish in its construction, which tracks considering the ruins of what this place once was as like an outlying building on the route to Dol Guldur. But nonetheless, you can definitely tell. But it's also been rebuilt and repaired. You can see that they are very much at work. There are a lot of people inside this garrison. It is a full-on community of people working. You can see there is a smithy. You can see the smoke coming up out of it. You also can see relatively near the entranceway, there's like some penned area where all sorts of other animals are locked up. And then like just inside the gatehouse, so you kind of have like a general layout, but you can see that there are at least 100 to 200 people in here. You don't notice any like wargs moving about on their own in like the streets and such of this place. It's not a full-on city. It's like a fort basically. All of them seem to be in the pens. So yeah, you would be able to see that. You also notice that there are more of those spikes with heads on it, like on the inside, like they kind of lead out from the gatehouse itself. So many. There's dozens and dozens of them between the outside and inside. Like they've literally killed a small army of and like put the heads of that small army of 50 to 70 different heads on spikes. That does not align with the amount of woodmen that are missing, though. That is much smaller than the scouting groups. But unfortunately, even though some torches and stuff light up, it's about this time when I'll say, like, the sun fully disappears over the western misty mountains, and you no longer have any light to really be able to get good vision. And you have not found a easy or safe way in. The only thing you found is perhaps trying to do an extremely risky, like 2x2 approach based on what Calvin observed. But even still, if you time it incorrectly and one of those patrols happen to come back, it's not like they're not gonna see you. So it's a very dangerous thing, but you don't have like a safer route in. But there's no disaster happens. Like, you guys didn't roll a bunch of Saurons and suddenly you get jumped or anything like that. It's just you didn't get enough information. So now that you guys have maybe retreated a little bit further away from the tree line back to a safe spot to reconvene and talk about your plans, what do you think you all are saying to each other?
There are far more people than we anticipated.
You're right.
don't know if infiltrating without being seen is really an option.
We have to think of something else. Maybe nearby guard tower. Maybe the patrols leave, we take them out. Some sort of smaller operation. We can't just walk up.
Maybe we go to the guard tower, the nearest guard tower, and see what they have for, I don't know, for an alarm or anything like that to disable them.
I think we need to observe for longer. We need to be very careful about this. We need to determine who is in charge. We don't know.
No.
Let's spend more time being undetected. We can gather more information. Very limited right now.
Yes, it gets so dark so quickly here. I agree. Trying to get some rest and looking for more tomorrow may be our best option.
When it's settled, we need more information.
So you camp out for the night? Do you guys set up a watch? I
Oh,
presume?
yeah.
I
Mhm.
think so, yeah.
We do not light a fire.
Okay.
Medwin would like to climb a tree to set up like a like where he'll watch from, and also like tie himself to the tree to sleep there, because he's dealt with worse before and he doesn't want to have one coming up on him while he's conked out.
We can say you do that. Yeah, that's fine. Climb a tree, tie yourself to it. I'm sure that's not going to be troubling. Okay. What else would people like to do?
There's a way to set up like a trigger or warning system if something comes into radius or nearby.
You can
Yeah,
certainly
set
try.
up like the exterior of camp.
Run some like little string or something like that and tie it to a few of your tins, your pewter tins and knives and things like that. Sure.
Yep, good call.
Okay. Anybody else have something they want to call out that they're doing?
Edda does her best to obscure our hiding spot.
Give me a stealth test.
Oof.
Do you engage the help of anyone? That's
Nope,
look at
it's
you.
too late.
Roll the Gandy.
Okay. Yeah, you do your best to kind of obscure where it is that you're staying, and then CALVAIN is putting a little perimeter around it with various noise-making instruments, and then we see Mederman climbing up a tree, and you're oh great, a visual lookout. But then suddenly you hear as he appears to be sleeping already. Fantastic.
He's taking the last watch, so he's got to get his rest now.
Taking this one. Okay. Okay. And does Agda or Sin want to do anything in preparation of resting tonight?
Can Agda
I'll
try
take-
to
sorry,
craft
go
a
ahead.
trap of some kind? Sorry.
Okay, if you want to lay some traps, I'll give me a craft roll.
Okay. Let's see. Come on, dice. Turn around. There we go. Great success.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
Got it. So we'll say you set a couple traps out, little things here and there that might. Someone makes a step and suddenly this little trigger from behind a rock stabs them in the ankle or whatever. Okay. And then what was Sin looking to do?
I was just saying that I'll take first watch and make
Okay.
sure to. I think this one is to make sure we are okay on watches.
Sure. So give me an awareness test, and I'm going to ask for you to do this with a -1d to it. It's getting very dark.
I do have dark for dark business. I don't know if that helps at all. Your kind is not troubled by mere darkness itself.
Yeah, when you are in the dark at night or underground, you are inspired in all of your rolls. So what that means is if, so what is that? She would need to spend a hope to get 2 dice. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
It says you are inspired. So does that mean do you still have to spend
You
it
still have to
get
spend the
it?
hope.
Okay.
Yeah.
But every time you spend hope, you get 2 dice instead of 1.
So
if
with
you wanna spend
the
hope-
2 dice and -1 from you, I have
You
1
get a +1.
dice?
Yeah.
Okay.
In addition to your whatever you would normally have for the skill.
Which is nothing. I don't have it
Okay.
in me.
All right.
Okay. To fail with the 3.
You're a roll. Oh, you're weary.
Did you
too.
not spend the
You are-
hope?
Yeah, did you not spend the hope?
Oh no, I did, but I removed 2 dice or added 2 dice, removed
Yeah.
1.
Oh.
She doesn't
And
have any-
she shouldn't
any
be weary
pips.
either. That's
Oh,
a
yeah.
mistake on her.
Yes,
load.
thank
No,
you.
she
I'm sorry,
because of fatigue,
you
she is
just-
still weary.
She should be. Yeah, I think
She
so.
has 9 treasure still in her equipment right now for 9 load
So-
that should have been put into her
Oh.
actual
And
treasure.
Steven just pointed that out to me. I forgot that I hadn't got around to changing that
You know what?
yet.
I'm gonna play where it lies. I'm missing out.
Yeah,
It wouldn't have
I'm
helped her
totally
pass.
down
It
with
would not
It's
have
not gonna help
helped
her
her
pass. Yeah.
No.
on any of the rolls she's made this entire session.
Wow, way to rub
It's
that
still a
in.
failure. It would have been a 5 instead
The
of a 3.
rolls were so bad.
I
Even not being weary
care
wouldn't have
because-
mattered.
Hey, we're
like-
not friends anymore. I can call it as I see it.
we set the groundwork.
Well, the good news is that a few hours pass, Sin. You hear sounds coming from all directions in the forest. Like you hear them northward. You hear things up in the trees. You don't see any stars. You don't see the moon. Everything is overcast. But you hear shuffling every which way. You hear the sounds of like war calls left and right. But the crisscrossing routes of these patrols don't seem, as best as you can tell, to stumble across your camp. Who would be woken up next to go for like the next watch? Who would probably do that? All right, so Edda, same thing. Give me an awareness test, -1d6 because of the oppressive darkness.
I'm not looking
Okey-dokey.
forward to this. I only have 1 awareness.
Same.
I'm only gonna need 3, so you don't have to necessarily do it.
Oh, well, that's my bad.
Yeah, not possible to pass it because you're trying to get a
Big
15
failure.
with just a d12.
All you gotta do is roll that candy. Roll that
Oh, true.
candy.
She did last time.
Not this time.
Edda, you are maybe you're dozing off a little bit, right? And then you're awoken by the sound of a whistle. which is the first time you've heard a whistle because the birds here don't seem to make that sound. And you can't quite tell exactly where it's coming from. But then all of a sudden, lunging out from the darkness, you see this massive warg just racing into the actual clearing in which you guys have set up your camp. You see a steel or an iron chain flapping around behind it as if it's one of those that have been let on guard. You hear the sudden sound of a yelp as one of the traps that Agda said has snapped itself around one of the other warg legs. But then you hear the sounds of more whistling as all these arrows start flying into, as it seems a patrol has found you. I'm going to, yeah. So as you wake up, Medwin, you look down and you can see these two dark figures that are approaching. You can barely see because you guys don't actually have, like you guys said, no fire. There's no moonlight. There's no starlight. So everything is very, very dark. So everyone's going to be having trouble seeing, and everything's going to be at a minus here. But you see that one of the patrols has found you. The two men that are the warg handlers are firing into the camp. And then you can see both of the wargs charged in as well. One of them you can see actually hits hits one of those traps and is now kind of stuck in place a little bit. So I'm gonna have Medwin react, I think, because you're up above. But you see this happening, and you watch as like one of the guys is moving and he's firing, and then he nearly trips on something. And you suddenly hear a cling-ling-ling, cling-ling-ling, as whatever the trap, whatever those little tin lines, those noisemakers that CALVAIN made, and all of you wake up to that. But Medwin, you being up above, I'm going to say you're going to get the first crack. What do you think you'd do in this situation?
I would like to think that I had my bow ready as I was up here, or almost ready, and I would like to draw an arrow and shoot at one of the handlers, shooting arrows at.
Okay, you see one of them kind of stumbling. Again, everything's going to be -1 because it's so very dark, and you're kind of just shooting shadow upon shadow. But yeah, go ahead and give that a roll.
All right. And I've...
Oh yeah, I got to put them out for you. Hang on. Here, I'll put them on them. I always forget we have to do that with this game, which is...
Oh yeah, using the Foundry module as designed.
Yeah. I love the module, but I really don't like that I have to put everything into. I can't ever just do like a simple, like riff, encounter. It always has to be so, so heavily planned out, and I just want to roll. Right. So I threw it on our world map so you can kind of see before. Don't worry about anything too yet. Anything right now for combat. This is just for rolls. Go ahead.
Oh shoot. I even had the right roll, but then let me just re-roll it because I didn't take a die away.
It doesn't matter. You rolled a Gandy. So like,
yeah, you rolled a Gandy.
Yeah, so it wouldn't matter. Okay,
yeah, it's fine.
We'll just take away both dice and it wouldn't have done it.
It's not going to matter. It's a 2 and a 1, so even taking that away doesn't matter. But you still hit. What kind of damage do you think your bow does?
Like how much damage? Or what kind? It does 4.
Does 4. Okay, so you fire down, and you, as you do hear the shouts of having hit somebody. Then I'll say, EDDA, you were on watch, although you failed pretty miserably. But the sounds of everything has startled you, and there's now an arrow, like this dark arrow, sitting next to your face. As you turn over and look at it, you hear the sounds of a man screaming. You hear the sounds of CALVAIN's tripwires going off, and there's this warg that is barreling down on you. It's coming right at your face. What do you do, EDDA?
Oh, she's going straight for this warg with her axe.
Okay, and yeah, give it a roll.
Okay, let's see if it'll let me select it.
Yep.
Is it Alt or?
You can always just right click and hit the target. Like if you right click, there's a top on the right hand side. We just do toggle target state.
The wrong thing selected. There we go.
There you go. Now I see your little.
As I draw on the map.
Place of our death. What?
Select a token that is included. Are the wolves not included? I'll just select the person.
Did I not put them? Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, why does it have to be so finicky? Like, it shouldn't need to be this finicky. Let's do opening volley. I'm just gonna go ahead and put all of you in.
Okay,
Fine.
Thank you.
Fine,
Sorry.
Foundry module. I'll
You
do
made us
one
do
since
it
you
all.
made me do it. Okay. All right. You should go ahead. Edda, you can do it now.
Okay, so it wants me to select my stance. I guess I'd say I'm more open, whichever one that one is.
Yeah,
Okay,
just
cool.
do open right now. We're not in a full combat. I didn't want to do a full combat, which is why I just wanted to do like a moment, you know? Okay. Okay, so you swing this big axe at you, and I need to make a protection test. So let me see if you just like one-shot this thing. Let's see. That's pretty awesome. They don't have a lot of armor. I can tell you that. They have one whole armor. And that's a failure. Describe your kill.
Hell yes!
So it's dark. Edda is kind of just thriving off of sound and instinct at this point in time, as she just brings the axe down, and it kind of lands, just chest, shoulders, as she silences it, in one fell swoop.
Okay. Let's see. I'm going to say, CALVAIN, you can go next. You're an elf. You hear the sounds of your tripwire noisemakers going off. You hear as you suddenly come back from your meditative state. You look over. You see Edda has just hewn this warg that is now, this carcass is in the middle of your camp. You hear the sounds of a second warg yelping nearby. You hear the sounds of arrows, some of them coming from above, some of them crisscrossing all around the camp. What do you think CALVAIN would do in this situation?
I'll grab my great bow, draw its string, look for the eyes of the warg in the darkness, and shoot towards it.
Okay. I'm not going to penalize for this one because I'm going to say it's going to cancel out. It's stuck basically because of the trap that Agda did. And so I'm going to say that'll cancel out the darkness. And so just roll your normal stuff.
Okay.
All right.
A low roll on my feet, so I failed.
And so unfortunately, like it's still moving around a bit and it's trying to pull itself free. And then as it's shifting and moving, maybe you just get the wrong angle and it bounces off the hardened like leathery hide that this warg might have. And it is still living. We go to, let's see, who would be next? I'm going to say Agda, your sister. You probably sleep relatively near each other. So I'll say you're next as you wake up to a dead warg right next to your body, and hell breaking loose in your camp. What do you want to do?
I would say if I am able to see that the warg is in a trap, then I would go for one of the people that is not in the trap.
Yeah. I will. I just want to say, like, I'm playing it fast and loose with the trap. I'm not saying it's going to be perfectly trapped. I'm just saying it's not attacking just yet, right? So if that affects you.
Yeah, then because what I was going to go with is sort of the sisterly competition of like Edda took out a warg, so Agda wants to take out the other warg. So I'll go with the combo with my trap then, and I will.
Yeah, just race over towards your trap for sure. And
Yep.
I'll say you get the same effect that CALVAIN would get, so don't worry about it. We'll say the +1 from it being caught in a trap is going to cancel out the darkness as you race over in the night. What would you like to do? Hack into it, I assume.
And fail. Actually, that's a 12 under 14.
Okay. You swing down onto this thing and it slightly contorts its body. It gets smaller. Your blade cuts on a strange angle, and all you do is get these patchy tufts of fur coming out of that hard hide that waft up into your face, but you don't seem to cleave any of its skin as it is still alive. Sin, we're going to come to you last. You were the previous watcher, so maybe you were a little bit in a deeper sleep. But now, as you awake, you see that things have gone awry. There is a dead warg carcass in the middle of your camp, but you can see everyone scattering about, fighting as arrows fly past you, and a warg is fighting Agda a few paces from you. What would you like to do, Sin?
I'd like to join Agda and take a swing
Go for it.
with my axe.
So you race up, and I'll say the same thing for you. There's no penalty. It'll work out in the wash.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Fucking finally. Yeah.
Great success.
Yeah.
Why are you rolling 6 d6s on your attack?
My axes are that high.
You do not have 6 pips in axes.
It's because she several sessions ago it accidentally went up and we forgot to
and
set
we
it back.
couldn't pull it down.
Okay.
That's right.
Exactly what happened.
When we were doing our fellowship phase.
Okay.
That's right.
That's exactly what
Okay.
happened.
What should it be at? 3?
4, because I bought a thing this last fellowship.
You were at 3. You started at 3?
I started at 3. I bought a 4th this time.
Okay.
That sounds familiar from the conversation a couple sessions
It
ago.
should not be 6, for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I do
so let
remember
me
that,
see if I
like,
can fix it.
because I tried to fix it and I couldn't during the session.
Yeah, there was something happened. Thank you for remembering. I totally forgot.
Okay.
I'm
Go
trying
ahead.
to do quick
On
math.
the 30th, it says axes at 3. Did you get it the upgrade after that? In our
Oh,
group
no,
chat.
Axe. Thank you. Axe at 3, not at 4.
Yeah, because that would have been a lot that you would have had to invest right off the bat to get that high. That's what I thought. We can go back and look, but like, let me.
Let's just
I think
do
I just figured it
3
out.
for now.
1 second. I just figured it out, but then there we go.
Thank you. I'm so sorry.
I remember that being the.
Do you mind if
Got
I
stuck
just
there.
roll again?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, definitely roll again because we don't know. Like, there's a lot of numbers in there.
There we go.
Still got it.
Still a great success. You still rolled.
Yeah.
Well, you actually
Yay.
rolled better, really, considering the numbers.
Yeah. The
Yeah, so that's
values,
still a great
for sure.
success. So you're gonna do with your long-hafted axe. That's 6 points of damage. If you wanted to do a heavy blow, that would take your strength, which is another 6. That's like 12 points of damage. So go ahead. Go ahead and describe how you kill this one. That's enough to kill it.
Same thing with my axe. I'm charging up to help Agda, and I think it's just a neck swipe. So it's
Okay.
a spurt of blood all over Agda.
So these 2 wargs have been like Edda obliterates one, and then Agda and Sin charge at the other. It's dodging as best it can in this poor trap, but Sin just takes it out finally across the neck, leaving only the two individuals here who, at the sight and the sounds of these wargs dying, are going to make a break for it, and they're going to start racing back to the keep, to the fortress here, Amon Bauglir. So I'm going to say as they race, because they're not going to take an attack on you guys, they're going to get a little bit of a head start, but you can definitely tell they're not going to try. They're not stupid. They're not going to try and fight people who are suddenly awake and just killed 2 of their wargs. And so they're racing back. I'm going to treat this again like a skill endeavor to see if you guys can try to. I'm assuming you guys want to try to catch them before they make it back, right? Okay.
Yeah, we would rather they don't
Yes, for
raise
sure.
the alarm.
Okay, so I'm going to treat this as I'm going to do again a 6 because it's not the wargs that are running. They're not super fast. They're just humans. So I'm going to say 6. But I am going to set the time limit to 3 because they didn't attack this round. They just ran. So the time limit's at 3. So you have 3 chances to get 6 successes, or one of them will make it back. Who wants to take the first chance at this? And I'll just describe what you want to do and we'll figure out what you roll. So who is going to take a chance to try to prevent one of these patrols getting back to Amon Bauglir?
I'd like to go if no one else has an idea.
Got it, man.
Go for it.
quickly cut the rope and try to scale down as fast as possible. I'm thinking just straight athletics to try and just outpace them. And I would, if it works, calling on my distinctive feature tall, I have a longer gait than most people, so I can take bigger steps to try and outpace them.
Okay, I'll take it. Yeah.
All right.
I'll take it more, I think, because it's probably easier for you to climb down.
For the jump
you can
down.
Just kind of hop down. Yeah. So, not your other BS reason.
Whatever narrative reason, maybe it's both.
So I have bigger strides, so
both,
clearly I
Jeff.
run faster. Yeah, okay.
I do.
Steven's 4 foot IRL, by the way.
I have a feeling I can outrun Jeremy, and he's like 4 inches taller than me.
Okay, that's a great success. Decent roll.
Ooh.
Okay, that's 2. Perfect. That's what you guys did. You
2.
need basically 2 each time. So describe it again now that you've succeeded.
Cut the rope and just slide down the tree as much as climb and fall. Thinking that I planned the best way down before I got up here. And then I'm just going and sprinting as soon as I hit the ground. And I probably have my spear at that point, I drop my bow. And the idea is whenever I get close, I want to just try and push or poke or trip if I can catch up to one.
Yeah, we'll say you're able to lunge out and leap, and you get the spear caught between their legs, so they go tumbling down, and they have to scramble back up. One of them is still on pace and running; they don't stop. The second one is now lingered behind, so they're still going to get up and start moving. They don't stop to fight you, but they're going to keep running. But they are a little bit behind now. Who wants to go again? Only 2 more people can go. You guys can help each other. You can tap into Wolfgar. Don't say you want to go and then don't use any resources. So I'm going to say this is, so pick something that you want to do that you think can actually help here. So who would like to go?
Can we tap into one of our horses?
Yes, that's a great idea. Okay, what do you want to do? Describe it.
I would like to hop on my horse, whose name is Akna, and I would like to race off after one of them on my horse.
Okay. Let's say that could be athletics, maybe?
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing, is I don't know that I was the best person to do it, but
helps.
yeah, can Wolfgar help?
He does not have a distinctive feature that would help with you racing on a horse. He has scarred and observant. None of those. I don't think either of his distinctive features would
Shoot,
apply here.
maybe I shouldn't do this then. Who's got better athletics?
What athletics do you have?
1.
Oh, maybe I have 3, but it's not favored. Does anybody else have athletics?
3
Probably
increases
best.
the
I do, but I
chances.
just used it, so I don't think it really makes sense for me to be helping you with athletics.
Yeah. And you're up, and you are the closest to them
Yeah.
at this point. So I don't even think it makes sense for you to be back
That's
there.
true.
Is CALVAIN good on bows? Because I can throw you a Fellowship of Hope.
Canonically, no. Statistically, maybe.
It's also a skill endeavor, so it's not.
Yeah, skill
not
endeavor.
like it's a
Right.
skill endeavor. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
I wanted to give you guys a chance to do combat. If you guys could have taken him out, everything would have been fine. Otherwise,
Yeah.
So we're past that point. But doesn't mean you can't flavor an awareness test or something like that as a bow shot to get somebody in the ankle, but it wouldn't be a bow roll anymore. Okay, I like the idea, Agda. I understand your reticence about doing it, but
It is your idea.
it's your idea.
It's a good idea.
Someone could
Yeah,
help
but-
you. Someone could hold the horse for you as you hop on top of it. People can call out things.
I mean, that's how I can use Wolfgar unless somebody else is going to use him.
Again, he's not. So the way it works with lore master characters, you got to be tapping into one of their traits in some way. So
okay.
scarred and observant, I don't think really happens. But you have friends, and they also can potentially help you even better than he can. So
and we've
if
only got
Edda-
2 more rolls, so not like everyone can go anyway. So
Right.
2 people should help.
Then I will continue to dump my hope on you.
There you go.
Go for it.
All right. It's very quiet. You know I hate silence. While
so-
somebody is
okay, so
waiting to
I've
roll, the
got
rest of
support
us
from
can fill that void with some
companion.
banter and some chat. It's like we've never streamed
All right.
before all of a sudden. Yeah.
I think I've got everything here.
Are you spending hope on the roll?
Yeah.
Are you tapping into one of your own distinctive features to get inspired?
Ooh.
So my distinctive features are, I think rustic
proud,
is
and
probably the
burglary.
one. Like burglary doesn't. It's get a hold of possessions of others or access protected areas. So I don't think that does. Rustic, perhaps, because I'm riding a horse,
Rustic
and
might
that feels
work because the horse.
like
If
the description
horse
isn't
is
particularly helpful in terms of like
Brilliant.
what it's good for. It just says your ways are simple. Some might even say uncouth, but not all that gold does necessary glitter.
I think you could probably flavor proud a little bit because you just saw Agda take out one. You saw Sin take out one after you missed. And then because you know what I mean? So maybe you're feeling like this pride to take another one out as well. Like the other dwarves did it. You don't want to like let them
I
down.
like
So
it. I like it.
I like that.
Okay.
Um,
Holy crap.
all right.
That's a
Well, I
huge
mean,
roll.
what I needed was the sixes. So I did get a great success. So that's 2.
Nice.
Perfect. It's
But
exactly
we're
what you
still
needed.
keeping pace.
You're
So
keeping
now
pace.
the next
Exactly.
person only needs to get 2.
So even though it's dark, if anyone were able to see this, it would look really cool. That Agda calls Akna, jumps onto Akna and races after these people that are trying to get back and tell people where we are.
Okay. And then who wants to take the last option here? We got one more chance, or the one that's out in front gets away. So you like
I'll go
trample
for it.
over the one that Medwin trips, and like you're chasing after the last one. So like the one guy who kind of lingered behind is now on the back. So CALVAIN, you're gonna take the task.
Yeah, because my arrow hits true all the time. we need 2, was it?
When has he ever missed?
I can guarantee at least 1.
Dude,
So
I
I'll do.
cannot even give you a hope.
You sure can. You would just assist me.
You know what? If I can, I would like to.
Good deal. Good
Yeah, and
deal.
I'm your
Because you're my fellowship.
Elfish focus. Sweet. So I'll have her assisting. My awareness is favored.
Good.
And
Good. Are you
I'll
spending hope
guarantee
yourself?
Yeah, I'll guarantee a magical success because we're in a forest. So I can tap into my virtue.
Okay. So you've got the Gandhi, and so now it's just your 6s. Do you get any more?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. How many
All you gotta do is one.
D6s are you going to be rolling?
I'm rolling 2 from Sin and then 3 from my skill. So 5 total. It's a decent chance.
Pretty good chance. Not even Rualupatar himself could stop you.
And I got the one
Hey.
needed. It's great success.
Describe
Got it,
how
got
you
it, got it,
take
got it, got it.
the one.
Yay.
So we see Medwin trip one, it gets up, and they start racing. Agda, that little bit that Medwin did to slow that one down allows you to race up and trample this guy. And you hear the sickening crunch of like a spine as you roll over top of him. But in the distance, you can see the last one. And then CALVAIN, describe what it looks like as you snipe this guy right as he's about to clear the edge of the forest.
Yeah, before all my shots were in panic in combat, a mess. But all of a sudden, this darkness, this calmness of this forest, it feels like home. I'm able to shoot this arrow, nice arc, over Medwin, over Adga, hit the front guy running in his ankles, and he falls over.
So he falls over. So it's not a kill shot. You see him still trying to crawl, but at this point, Agda, Medwin, you're close enough that you can grab him and pull him away. And at least for the moment, you have prevented the patrol from alerting the greater fortress. Time is of the essence. What do you guys do now? We'll say the wargs are definitely dead. The one that you ran over with your horse is probably on the verge of death, and then you have this other guy who is really just hobbled. But you know that the patrols have found you, and Medwin, you also know that they do this kind of crisscrossing, so it's probably only a matter of time for one of these other patrols comes by too. So what do you think you guys do at this point in this moment?
I would say first order business would be kind of ripping some cloth and putting cloth in their mouths so they can't like yell or shout or whatever. So I would say that's first order business.
Yeah. You just pull it out, you shove it out, because you see he's like about to, maybe he pulls up like a horn of bone, and he's about to blow it. You kick it out of his hand and shove the cloth in his mouth.
We're gagging them, and we're not lollygagging about it.
Yeah, we need to move. So I think we
Quit your
very
lollygagging.
we very quickly take our hostages at this point, and
Throw them over the horse. Throw them over the back of the horse.
pack up our camp as best we can. And then as we leave with our items, Edda's going to take that stink bomb and kind of light it off there as like a distraction, and to help disguise our remaining scents as we leave and go elsewhere.
That's a great idea. Okay, so you have to kind of cover your scent. Do you think you guys are just retreating back northward a bit? Like just going back, not you're not going all the way back
away from the settlement, but
right.
like to get out of range of where we think their patrols might be. Medwin also has a horse, and he'd like to try and tie the wargs to like the saddle and just like pull them a bit further into brush somewhere, like not drag them entirely out of the way, but just disguise the bodies a little bit, hide them as best you can.
I like it. I think you can do that. I think there's enough time that I'm not going to require a roll. You tie them up, you drag them away, you kind of dump them down in a place. Maybe you pull out the pieces of the trap that might have indicated there are people camping, and you quickly pull up some of the things that CALVAIN maybe set out as well. Anybody else want to call out something they're doing?
I think those are good steps to take.
Okay.
We definitely make sure we have that horn though, because we do want to use that potentially.
Sure. So we'll say maybe an hour later, we open up in a more remote, more northernly small clearing covered in muck and mire, black pool nearby, these crisscrossing trees above you to the point where you can no longer see the clouds. Maybe you're far enough away that you hesitate to open up a very small lantern, just a little bit of light, and hide it behind a tree just to give you something. And you have a man on his deathbed with a broken back, and then another one whose leg has been ripped through, like the Achilles has been ripped through with an arrow. And what do you guys do? It's middle of the night.
Wolfgarvey knows these men at all? They're familiar?
That's a great question. Let's see who they were. Okay. When you peer at them, CALVAIN, they're the ones who had that kind of differing dark armor. You see now that you're up close, they have like these little geometric etchings in them. Dark hair, broad shoulder. They look a little different than your average woodman as you look at them. And Wolfgar can confirm that no, these are not people. These are not from Buduset.
The
one of them looks up at you, the one who's got the arrow sticking out of their leg, and they say, "We are servants of Bauglir, and you trespass on his lands. You might kill us. You might destroy he and I, but Bauglir, the power of Amon Bauglir, will find you and exact vengeance for this action you have taken tonight."
Action. I believe it was you that attacked us. We were simply sleeping in the woods.
You have trespassed on the lands of Bauglir. That is punishable. We did not
And
kill
who is
you.
this?
We were to bring
Bauglir?
you into our cells as we handle all trespasses.
Admit your crime now, and we shall give you a choice as we give all those who trespass. And perhaps Bauglir might forgive this.
Why would we want to follow Mordred? Who is he?
He is the Lord of Amon Bauglir, of Tyrant's Hill. He is strength.
Who is this Bauglir? Where's he coming from?
He is the Lord of Amon Bauglir. He comes at the time that is needed. He is the head of the snake that was once headless. He is strength.
If he is so strong, why have we never heard of him before? Who are his parents? Where does he come from?
His origins are not important to me. What is important is what he does today and tomorrow and all the days to come.
And what is he doing today and tomorrow and all the days to come?
He brings strength to the southern Mirkwood, where this weakness has proliferated. Long has there been a vacuum of power in here that none of your kind or yours,
As he looks towards CALVAIN.
have the backbone to take. Mordred will lead us to victory. Mordred will lead us to power. Kill me, kill that one. And all you do is anger him more. There is still time to salvage this. Surrender to me, and I will tell him that this was a misunderstanding, and you might serve the hill as so many others have chosen to do so.
How can you even sleep at night working with wargs? Why would you sully yourselves, taint your soul in that way?
I smell the fear on you. That is why you are so small despite your stature. If you are afraid of them, they will make you their prey. But we are not
Didn't
afraid.
work tonight, did it?
I did not see you handle them. It was the dwarves, and a mighty stroke it was. You two, you three, can serve us well. You would be valuable assets to the growing garrison as we expand our holdings. Join us now, and we will wipe clean the misunderstanding that is tonight. We will share mead and ale in the hall of Mordred, and he will welcome you because you have shown strength.
What is the choice that you offer others that trespass on your land?
They may choose to join, or they may choose to serve their sentence in the cells. Those who are wise choose to serve. Are you wise, dwarf? Or are you like this cowardly one here, afraid of dogs?
Okay, out of character. Do we want to go undercover? Or do we want to kill them and then try and find this Mordred?
I mean, it's
Are those the only
tempting.
two options?
Like, it's a way in. Like, agreeing is certainly a way in. But I'm not feeling like that's
Yeah,
what we would
kinda-
do, but I could be wrong.
It feels
Nedwin
like
would never agree to it, but he wouldn't stop you guys from trying. But he would never submit to being with people who train wargs.
Yeah. Sin, CALVAIN.
It's a good way to infiltrate.
Yeah, and
For sure. It's like a false
I don't know. I'm kind of biting my tongue about like if he respects strength, then what do we need him for? We beat him. If
It's really-
Mordred respects strength,
Do we take advantage of the
really need
opportunity?
him.
I mean, if
Is
we
my slightly evil perception?
Because we don't necessarily
much of
need
an-
to.
Opportunity is it when he says you would have to serve your time before you could join? You know,
I think
like,
it's either you join or you serve your time. I think that's
Yeah.
the choice. So either you say I'm going to
Yeah, I
serve you, or I don't
Yeah.
agree to serve you, but then I serve time.
suppose the only thing that we might get from him is an introduction, but like we'd be in chains basically. Like I don't see us being able to walk in unencumbered to meet this dude and be like, "Oh, here's some prisoners, by the way."
Well, and we may not
and
even
for him to just not betray you as soon as you walk in the door.
Assuming things go well, we'll be in chains. Assuming things go well. So, I do not think we should party with this person. I think we found out who the camp belongs to and we found out what their drive is. I really don't see us getting anything more from this guy.
I'd like to know one thing. This army Mogdred is building. Does he really think he could take over these lands, held by men and elves? How big is his army?
If the
That's
strength you
important.
have shown here today is what your people have, we do not need to take anything over, for you will ask us to defend you. The powers of Dol Guldur come knocking at your door. It will be us who can help send them away, whereas the rest of you will run crying.
So Agda's
I don't really want to
And-
take the deal personally.
yeah, like I see it as being a way in, but a very dangerous way in.
I'd rather find our way in, and like if we have to fight our way out, which we probably will, and we'll cross our bridge when we get to it. But if we submit to this guy, we are agreeing to go in chains. And
Yeah, and if you wanted to like really try to infiltrate, you could just walk up and say like, "Hey, we heard a guy was recruiting and we wanted to join."
Exactly.
And you'd still
We
probably
beat
get the
your
same
guys
hostility,
outside.
but you wouldn't
should
have
give
to-
us an audience.
They'd probably still shoot you at the gate.
And
But,
for
you know.
sure, but at least it is on our terms.
So were there any other questions that anyone wanted to ask?
I didn't have any. He wants to expand. He's seeking power. He's recruiting people the way he's like a pirate, basically. So I have the information, and I need to have. I wanted to have.
Medwin puts the gag back in his mouth and ties it extra tight so it digs in.
He lets out no sign that it bothers him. He just stares at you with mocking eyes.
And you said that the other guy was very injured, right? Like the
You
trampled
ran over
guy.
him with her
Like,
horse,
yeah.
so yeah, you kind of trampled him a bit. So yeah,
What are the symbols upon their bodies?
they're not on their bodies. You just see like there's different etchings and things in their
Okay, gotcha.
armor.
armor.
I would say that
Various
Agda
geometric shapes and things.
Ida would go over to the one that's suffering and put that one out of his misery.
Okay. You're just going to walk over and just slice his throat.
So I know there's shadow that's going to come from this choice because they are, I'm assuming, like, they're bound enemies, so we're probably going to get shadow
what
for...
you do with the coup de grace is what I thought.
I'm sorry? What's that?
I thought regardless of, like, who the person was, you get shadow.
Yeah, I mean, it's a misdeed. So misdeeds are... It's a little... I think yours is a little... There's a gray area with yours because you're putting them out of their misery. They're not asking to be put out of their misery.
Yeah, we're being
you're just
nice
taking
about
that. Yeah, you're just taking that action and presuming that you're doing it. He's not like, kill me. Right.
Okay, Steven. But and I would say it's a quiet, just sort of like going over and...
I would say take 1 point of shadow. I wouldn't give
Totally
you like
fair.
like what CALVAIN did when he just like murdered the dude that you like, the little goblin guy that you guys
that
had
we promised to protect.
I don't think it's quite to that degree. And in your mind, you're saying you think you're putting him out of your misery, but like he also isn't asking for that, and you still give him that. And that's fine. Okay.
So the one is taken care of, the one that was not talking.
Okay. And you see that the one that you muffled doesn't react in the slightest to what you've done. What do you guys do now? Middle of the night, you've got a captive, you've got a dead former captive.
Just
you have no idea how to get inside.
These are men. Am I right? Or
yeah, they both are. Oh. Yeah, I would say though, in the Tolkien universe, when we say men, we're using it more like humans, right? Like that's just how it's referred to.
No, I meant more like orcs, goblins, men.
Oh no, neither of them. No, you didn't see any signs, I would say, either EDDA or CALVAIN of there being any orcs on like the walls or anything like that. You didn't see anything like that.
Yeah. The warg thing is even weirder.
I think we take the time to make sure that our alive captive is secured. We set up a watch again because it is the middle of the night. And we try and get some rest. Or do we deal with him before we go to bed?
Deal with him? What do you mean deal with him?
Or we're just going to keep him?
When you want to just kill a man? Is this like the pride thing with Agda and EDDA trying to one-up each other? You know, Agda just killed a hostage, so now EDDA...
Asking, what do you guys want to do?
I mean, we could keep him as prisoner and just send him up to Woodle said and have them keep him. That's an option.
Okay, so then we can move forward with what Ashley was saying as we make sure that he is secured and go back to our watch through the night.
So Medwin ties him to a tree and then climbs that tree and ties himself to the tree.
Okay.
And we go back to watch and rest.
Okay. The night passes without any additional interruption. Morning comes. He is still there.
The same question.
And it is, again, you don't really have much light coming through the eaves. It's something, the boughs and branches. And I once again look to you all to tell me what it is that you would like to do.
So we're going to rest again to push the question off another 30 seconds.
Oh,
return to
sassy.
the tower, see if these missing guys have stirred up any commotion, if they're a bit more
panicked. Give me an awareness test. Yeah, give me an awareness test as you come up, CALVAIN.
Regular success.
Okay. You notice that, yes, they seem to have. A missing patrol is certain to, like, logically is going to cause issues. You notice that there seems to be increased activity on the walls. There also seems to be perhaps increased activity along the forest edge where some of these orc patrols seem to be moving. So yes, this is they are on greater guard than they were a day ago.
Security is heightened. They're on alert. It'd be harder to get in.
Wonder if it
just here.
has
Do we-
anything to do with the Outriders and the works not going back.
Well,
We could take a cue from the bees and just sting here, there, over and over, small little stings until the creature dies. We take out another patrol. We set traps. We harass them.
We do have the horn to draw people in. Although, who the hell knows how many people that would draw?
we know that we are outnumbered. We know that some type of
Yeah.
stealth is going to be our best option, some type of subterfuge as well. Useful.
It's a good idea, Sin. We sound the horn, they send another patrol, we take them out. Keep withering them down.
Well, they're still sending patrols, are they not?
They are. More. Now that they know that someone has gone missing.
I think we start with traps. But then they will definitely know that there are people out here.
Not if we kill all of them, like we just did. Make sure none of them go back.
I feel that they would be sending their most loyal people on patrols. They wouldn't send people that they would question will run off. The fact that this patrol has gone missing, they know something is dangerous.
Agreed.
We might as well continue to put pressure on those patrols.
The increased security says that.
The more time
So-
we spend circumnavigating the outside, as they continue to look outward, we may be able to get a couple of us inside.
Why don't we blow the horn once to see what it does?
Well, we could set a trap first, and if that doesn't work, then we blow the horn.
Yeah, the problem with the horn,
You can't
my
unblow
concern with
the
the horn is that it's not like remote. Like we have
Yeah,
to be
we
where
like
the horn
everyone.
is, unfortunately.
So Medwin takes a page from Irenial's playbook from campaign 1, and he grabs a whole bunch of sticks and stones, and he finds like a flat patch of dirt, and he starts drawing shapes and like setting things up. And he like tries to concoct this plan where we know we have 2 ward corpses. We know we have the corpse of a person. We could set up a like ambush location where we could set those bodies somewhere, and along like a known patrol route.
I don't think you have
and
the ward
as
bodies
people-
anymore. You said that you had
Well, we know
dragged
where
them
they
off
are.
to, okay.
I'm saying
But they
like
are
we could go
within
back
the-
and get them.
Okay. Gotcha.
Right. And we would set up like a like staged ambush location, so that near one of the patrol routes that we've already discovered, so that when another patrol comes by, we could ambush them again in that spot. Like we could set up traps, near the bodies as they come to investigate.
Yeah, I think we're relatively agreed in the setting up of traps plan. Try to whittle some,
Yeah, I mean the
some
whole
of this down.
purpose is like ambush.
'Cause
point. It's
we
just
didn't
how do we
gather-
get to ambush point.
Because we didn't gather enough information yesterday to figure out how to get in. So, like, we have to spend more time outside to figure out a better way in. So,
Yeah, let's do this patrol route trap thing.
I think we're agreed
Okay.
on the plan.
So we see you guys get your stuff, and you start
Going
heading
Rambo with it.
back southward towards towards the hill.
Yes.
What are you doing with your prisoner? Are you leaving him tied to this random tree, or are you bringing him with you?
How do you all feel about
there.
leaving Wolfgar to guard him? He showed us where we needed to go. He, told us the differences. He was injured before, so we don't really want to put him in another fight.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I'm good with that.
And he'll
So
be
we
our
see.
rendezvous point. If things go south, we will find our way to Wolfgar, and we'll be able to go
Okay.
north again.
You see Wolfgar take up like a position on this downed, black moss covered log, facing this guy who is just staring at him with his kind of somehow smirk on his face, as all of you have been trying to plan out what to do in relative proximity to where he could hear all of this. And then you guys turn around, you head southward, piecing together various traps and looking this way and that, being very careful to try to listen and look for patrols. And we will end there, and we will pick up on that next week to see how well you guys try to lure out about 200 different people from inside this garrison.
I don't think we're trying
Did I
to lure
forget
out
to
all
mention-
200. Like we're just trying to
Already got
buy us
We get a couple
some
T100s
time.
out to see how many come.
Yeah.
Blow the
I think I
horn.
forgot to
Let's
mention
see.
that when we were doing
90.
the plan, I told the hostage to earmuffs. So he would hear.
I'm sorry. You guys bound him so he couldn't put his hands up. If you guys
Oh.
didn't do that, I think there would have been a different problem.
That, yeah.
I put some beeswax in his ears. He's going to have an infection.
Well, we'll see what happens
We'll see.
next time. Yeah, we'll see.
Oh dear.
I want to have a
dear.
Rambo montage when we start of like Agda and Edda doing craft rolls, like setting up these traps and like,
Amazing.
testing on a boar that's walking by and, everyone else is climbing trees and sharpening stakes.
Okay. Or like Predator, you guys just cover yourselves with the mire and stuff.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
god.
Yes, yes. We're all
Okay.
muddy and covered with random foliage.
Turned out well for Arnold. Okay. All right, let's do a couple goals of blood. We'll get on out of here. My Shade, start with you. Where can we find you on the internet?
My three plays games on YouTube where I'm being system agnostic or multi-system development content that centers the human players fans.
Fantastic. Steven, tell us about this little game we know as Huckleberry.
It's a Weird West action horror game. It is available now. If you go to huckleberryrpg.com/preorder and use code LOLLY, you can get $5 off. It is at print right now. We will be fulfilling hopefully in the next 2 months. So we're really close. It'll be fulfilled in just under like 10 or 11 months since the funding date of the campaign. So I'm pretty happy with the turnaround there. So yeah, grab it now.
Awesome. And as for us, next stream we got is Monday. We're going to be playing some Legend of the Mist. Tuesday, we got some Wild Sea. Thursday next week should be some Coriolis. And also check out We're in Danger. That is the game I've been working on. It's going to be coming to crowdfunding, hopefully by the end of the year. And so you're going to be seeing some more news about that. So pop up into our Discord and you can kind of get some first looks at that kind of thing. And we're probably going to try to play it a little bit more here on the channel in the coming months as well. So you can see some of the new things that I've been working on over the last few months. But that's it for us. Thanks for hanging out.
October is the official crowdfunding month for Adventures in Lollygagging now. From now on, every October, we're going to do a crowdfunder, right?
If enough people back the teaser page, then sure. But if they don't, then I'm going to be prudent, Steven. Come on. Maybe it's November, maybe it's December, maybe it's never.
I
It's fine
have
too.
600 alt accounts on BackerKit, and I will make sure all of them back your project.
Don't think that's how this works.
603 people backed Huckleberry just for,
Okay.
people doing the math.
Okay. It's interesting. Anyhow, we're going to get
Thanks,
out of here.
everybody.
Have a great night. Bye-bye.
Bye.